Hi, good afternoon. It's Northern Lights Intuitive Reading or NLights 369. It's Charlene here. Time now is 4:35 p.m. Bangkok time. So we'll do an esoteric reading today. It's for February 15th to the 20th. Okay, so we'll start. The cards have been shuffled and cut. So we'll see where this goes. Again, readings are timeless. So take what resonates. Thank you. So let's ask, when will normal travel resume? So with the question, when will normal travel resume? It's the Six of Diamonds. Um, with the Six of Diamonds, this is the feminine energy along with the hearts. And this is telling us that there has there has to be healing. Um, Healing within the family, within the community, before we resume travel. So healing here is not just, and maybe around the world as well. That's why we're in right now. Uh, a lot of countries are in finding cures to finding vaccines to inoculate their the population, no? And so the healing here is not just physical, but also healing, uh, healing ties with people, and of course with the environment. So until we learn that, and the diamonds actually represent the earth, which is fall season. So we're looking at September, October, November of this year. That would be the earliest that we can resume travel. Of course, there has to be, um, given the circumstance that we get we get vaccinated, but that will be the earliest. And this is saying that during the autumn season, um, this is a time that after the full bloom, things will come into rest. Not fully rest, but will slow down, because prior to autumn is summer. So summer is in full bloom from June to August. So we're talking about the rest of the world's summer, and may not be applicable to where you are or where we are in this, where we live, no? But this is in general. So yeah, it's September, October, and November. So in for the meantime, September, October, November of 2021. That's the earliest that we can travel. So for the meantime, there has to be a lot of healing has to be done, and we have seen this already, not just in terms of restoring physical health for people by through vaccination, but also with the healing of nature. So use this time also to heal whatever you need to heal within yourself, first and foremost, um, but also with mending ties with family, with the community. So this is the way to renew our ties. Maybe don't shy away from conflict because it's uncomfortable. Rather, I believe that the guides are telling me that conflict is actually a source of renewal, because something is not working. And in this case, actually, when the pandemic happened, we have seen that a lot of the systems are not working, and I guess everybody is affected because for for the even now we're still adjusting to the new normal, so to speak. So some people cannot go out, and a lot of people thought, hey, what's going to happen to me? Like example, if people have to go out and get a job, whereas some people are, um, whereas some people can work from home, and then but it allowed us. But the pandemic happened because it allowed us to dig deep within, and also the diamonds represents pentacles, but for me this represents what really matters inside of us. um what matters inside of us, like what do we really treasure. And I believe that aside from the physical reality of money, of work, is that we treasure the relationships that we have with people. So if we're not talking to other people, um, for whatever differences that you may have had, I think this is a time now to make peace with it. Forgive yourself and make sure you also forgive them. I'm sure some of them are, that we make hasty judgments uh, during the heat of the moment. So use this time to do that as your point of reflection, and then forgiveness, so that we can all move forward and start a new life within the September, October, November of 2021, and resume travel. Okay. Next card. Mm, so what can we do in the meantime? No? Since we're asking about resuming travel, what can we do in the meantime during this global pandemic? Ah, this is the two of spades. Okay. So the two of spades is a masculine energy along with the clubs. And the spades actually represent the consciousness and the winter season. So which is very fitting right now because the winter season globally lasts from December to February. So we're in the middle of actually we're towards the end of um, winter. So use this time to align yourself, and because if you see it, it's about embracing our duality, our polarities, and so use this time to embrace who you are, to align yourself. um, we're not I don't want to use the good and bad um, generalization, but each person will have their good and bad points or strengths and weaknesses, and without those two together, it will not make us a whole person. Otherwise there's no room for growth. Okay, so it's impossible to say that each person is purely good, and then it's also impossible to say that each person is truly evil. But I believe like all all people have that duality, and that battle inside us is something that we need to embrace. We have it so that we can grow as persons, we can transcend um, that experience into a higher ideal, or yes, a higher ideal, and how we can live our lives better. Okay, because remember, all our experiences bring us to the present so that we can grow. And then let's look at the immediate, no, immediate future outcome. So when we embrace our duality at the present, what happens when we learn to embrace our duality? Ah, Ten of Diamonds. See? So, Ten of Diamonds. Um, represents, it's a 1 and 0. Actually, this is the start of the dual numbers, because remember the numbers start from 0 to 9 or 1 to 9, and this is the time that we start dual numbers. So the dual numbers here represent polarities, and at the same time it represents independence, vitality, and then again that strength of um, just knowing that you can live your truth and you can show it to others. We need to live our lives with truth and integrity so that others may do the same. We live it, and then it it manifests, it shows in the outer world, and then we encourage other people to do the same. So here it's like we are gathering our strength, and also we need to live it out. And also be careful that on the other side of it is, if we say like we're independent and self-sufficient, there's also a way of self-sabotaging and destruction. Okay, so be careful and make sure that when you embrace your duality, you will be able to live your best life, because you're living your truth. Live, um, live. Let's live our truth unapologetically, unashamedly, because this is what we are born on earth for. Okay, so let's look at the advice card. This is the advice card again, a twos, the two of clubs. Okay, so our advice card, and again the clubs represent masculine energy, and represents summer. So summer, so that's June to August, and represents the element of water. So again, it's embracing what our mind tells us, and what that element of water is actually flowing it more towards our philosophical thinking. Like, what is this? Maybe some of the questions that will pop into your mind is like, mm, what are my uh, what are my strengths and weaknesses, and how can I bring those traits and characteristics into higher ideals, and how can I live them out? Okay, so that's what the two here is telling me. And then let's look at the overall energy here. So the overall theme. Okay. Just move the card so that everybody can see it. You see? The Queen. Here's the overall energy for a reading that's been guiding us. So that is the Queen of Diamonds. So, wow. So it's all really like mostly diamonds, no? Diamonds have popped out. And the queens are actually number 12 or number 3. If you want the interpretation, actually number 3 means creativity, and then the angel number 12 means living out our higher ideals. It can be integrity, what else? Integrity, and just living out our truth, basically, among others. But of course, the most important one is to live our integrity. And the Queen represents the mother, feminine energy, that we are guided, we are taken care of. The universe has our back, or the higher being has our back, whichever you believe in. And she's telling us that we need to heal. Whatever is happening now is that we are nurtured, we are taken care of, and that everything here is in plan for the highest good. Um, so we have to show when we live out our integrity, it also means living out our compassion and extending that to others, and also extending forgiveness, um, while also living our integrity means that we have to trust our intuition deep down, because the diamonds actually represent the earth, and it represents intuition. Before the diamonds come into fruition as jewelry, it goes through a lot of refinement. So all the life experiences that we've had, they were they were placed there in our lives so that we can grow into the persons that we should be, okay, that we ought to be. Okay. So yeah, that's all for the reading now. I thank you. So this is our first esoteric reading, and take what resonates. For readings, please get in touch with me. Thank you. Goodbye.